Episode 12.
Struggling to get your business online? You've come to the right place. Welcome to the Small Business Puzzle Podcast. Now, here's your hosts, Michael and Teresa Blaze.
Welcome to the Small Business Puzzle Podcast. My name is Michael.
And I'm Teresa.
And we are the Two Blind Marketers.
Hello, and good evening or morning or whatever it is.
So how are you doing today, Teresa?
You know what? I'm doing good. I'm just ready to jump in and do another excellent podcast.
Glad you guys are enjoying it. We're getting a pretty good amount of listens. We're sitting at 1,700 listens right now overall since we started. So pretty excited about that. And we'd want to... Oh, forgive my distraction. Okay, don't want you to forget about the contest. Again, we're looking for a name for our tribe, for who you guys are, okay? And we set up a contest. The purpose of the contest is to name our tribe.
And if you happen to be the lucky winner, well, then you get either your choice of an iTunes gift card or an Amazon gift card with $25. Plus, you get a 30-minute consult with us. And you get some templates that we use day to day in our business.
Exactly.
So, that being said, Mike, what are we talking about today?
Well, I have a couple of more announcements.
Do you?
We are now live on Google Play.
Oh, well, that's a good thing.
So you Android people that abhor Apple.
I can't imagine why you would.
Yeah,
however.
we're Apple people, except for computers. We're not Apple people for
Yet.
computers yet. But we are iPhone people. Anyway, we are live on Google Play, and we need your feedback, guys. We know you're listening. We know you like what you're hearing because you're continuing to listen. You've subscribed or reading the blog, etc.
What do you guys want us to talk about?
Exactly. So there's a few ways you can do that. If you have a question, you can go to our SpeakPipe. Right on the homepage of our website is a button you can press and leave us a voicemail. So just make sure you got your mic handy and leave us a voicemail. You can also email us at sbppodcast.com/contact. That's sbppodcast.com/contact. Or...
Well, there's always Twitter.
And that's at Small Biz Puzzle. And Facebook at Small Biz Puzzle on Facebook. And we'll make sure all those links are on the page so that you can access them. But we need your feedback. We need to know what you like, what you don't like. We want you to have a hand in building this show, and we could talk about the things that we're passionate about and excited about, etc. But if we never know what you guys are interested in, then we may not talk about it.
So, that being said, hey, reach out to us. We're watching, we're listening.
Exactly. So I'm titling this episode, to self-host or not to self-host? That is the question.
So you can imagine what we're talking about today. We are talking about hosting. I know, sounds kind of boring. However, it is kind of important. The fact that you need a website, we've already covered that, but how you build your website is also important.
Very important.
So, that being said, Mike, when we're talking about hosting, what options do people have to host?
Well, there's a few. You can use a free content site and we see this a lot, like WordPress.com, Weebly.com. No, not Weebly. Weebly's not necessarily free.
WordPress, Blogger.
Thank you. Had a brain lock there.
You know, there's a new one out there called Medium.
Well, I hadn't heard about that one.
You know, it's Medium. It's more it's geared towards long form content.
Oh, okay.
So you write like 500 word articles or longer. It's very popular in the you know, the reporting space. A lot of reporters use it. So yeah.
HubSpot.
Yep.
HubSpot's still pretty popular.
So, you know, you could use your free content. A lot of people are using the Facebook page as their website.
Right.
So, you could use that. Mike, what other options do they have?
Well, you can use a site like Squarespace or Weebly, what we call a non-WordPress hosted site. And, you know, those are good for like a business card type site, or there's what is it? Etsy, not Etsy.
Etsy's more of the RT type.
Yeah, Etsy's like e-commerce for arts and crafty kind of stuff. Trying to remember what the other one is. Shopify. Mm-hmm. Shopify. If you have an e-commerce site,
a lot of people are using that.
Yeah, Shopify. There's a bunch of them out there.
Shopify, BigCommerce, and I know there's another one that I'm not thinking of. However,
and then there's self-hosted websites.
Okay, so that being said, Mike, what do you recommend we use
for your main site for your business? You need to use a self-hosted website.
And when we're talking about self-hosted, there are options that you can use there. You can use WordPress, of course. You could use Joomla, which is another type of site. You could use Drupal, or you can use .NET Nuke.
Right.
Okay. Now, Mike and I have had experience with all of these platforms, and the one that we use the most, or actually the one that we recommend, the one that we cut our teeth on, is WordPress.
Exactly. Now,
and there's some reasons for that.
Agreed. Now, let's define what a self-hosted website is. It's a website that is on your server, which is under your control.
There's a key right there. There's a key. Because a lot of these, and don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking Squarespace or Weebly. I'm not.
No.
But a lot of them, they don't give you full control.
You don't have control. You don't have the... And if something goes south, you lose control of your content. And that's not a good thing.
Nah, you need to be able to have access to your content, you know, whenever and how you want it. You need to be able to have access to that content. So that being said, Mike, why should people use WordPress as their site?
Well, for a number of reasons, actually. WordPress is customizable. There's tons of themes out there, both free and paid. For your main business site, we recommend you use a paid theme, and because a lot of the free themes have ads that are built into them, and some of them have some malware built into them. So
yeah, you don't want
to make sure that you use a paid theme for your main site.
I agree completely.
You want to make sure it's as secure as possible. There's lots of plugins that are available. And it's really flexible. I mean, you can make it look however you want it to look. If you want a banner at the bottom of your page, you can put a banner at the bottom of your page. You want a video for your front page, you can put a video on your front page.
I agree completely. I mean, I love being able to just, okay, well, I need to fix this because, I want it to do this. And you know what? I can do it. And the cool thing about this too is it's easier. I mean, I log in on my phone and I'm able to check things using my phone for WordPress. And you know what? That's a good thing. Because I can know at a glance, okay, is there a problem with my site? Yes or no?
Exactly. And another thing, WordPress is really good for SEO. There's some great plugins out there that make it work really, really well, which makes it show up in a much easier time of getting it to show up in search engine results.
Agreed completely. And it's very, 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 very... In fact, Mike, we should probably do a show on how to secure a WordPress site.
Oh, that's a good idea, Therese. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that in the next few episodes.
Okay. What else should people know about self-hosted sites, Mike?
Well, self-hosted, they're really easier to maintain because you have full control of the site. And they're easier to back up. And if you don't have your site being regularly backed up, don't expect your host to do it.
If you aren't actively finding a way to back up your site, you're just asking for trouble.
Agreed.
How many times have we run across a hacked site?
My God, I don't want to think about the number of times we've seen that happen.
Well, I didn't back up my stuff right, and now your stuff is hacked. Well, I thought, yeah, you thought.
And long term, by having a site that you can back up yourself, then, like, we use HostGator for most of our stuff, and what we do is we back it up. But I can remember when we didn't back up things, when that was one of those hard lessons that you have to learn. And of course, it costs money to have the site admins restore a site that is backed off their content.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. If you ask them to do it, sure, they'll fix it for you for a price.
Some dollars, though.
So just take that extra initiative, back up your site. It's not that hard to self-host a site. It's really not. Now, Mike, what if someone already has their main site and they built it on Weebly or Squarespace?
Well, it's kind of difficult to turn a Weebly site into a WordPress site. It's not impossible. A good designer can make it look the way that the Weebly site looks. But it does take some work. And then that's the power of WordPress. You can customize it and make it look the way you want it. Whatever colors that you want, whatever features that you want, or whatever designs that you want. So that's the power of it. And what we recommend is if you have a Weebly site and you don't really want to move it, what I would do is turn that Weebly site into a sub-site. And what I mean by a sub-site is just a site that has some content on it that you can direct back to your regular site, which would be hosted on your server on WordPress.
And if you think about it, that's actually a good idea, because what you can do is pretty much use that site. It's not your money-making site, which is good, because if it's ranking, if you get it to where it's ranking, then it's going to protect your money site in case something goes wrong with your rankings.
Another thing you can do is some of these sites have the capability of adding an e-commerce store. What you could do is turn that site into an e-commerce store and link over from your main site.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's something that you want to do, that's something you can definitely do. Or if you're just getting started out and you just want a business card type site, which is not something we recommend, then you can definitely do that. But your main site needs to be WordPress. The other thing about WordPress I forgot to mention is that because it has the blog functionality, it makes it really easy for you to add content. And we talked about content in one of the previous episodes. Let's see, that was episode number 10, actually, that we talked about content creation and the importance of it.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to make sure that the content, that you have a place you can put content out, because that's what makes you an authority online.
Well, I mean, you can use these other sites to blog, okay? I know Squarespace has blog functionality, okay? But again, we are not knocking these other sites. We're not knocking these other platforms. The biggest thing here is, how much control do you want of your site, of your brand, of your business online, of your assets online?
Exactly.
How much control are you willing to give up? How much control do you want to keep?
Exactly.
I think that's the biggest part. Well, if I go with Squarespace, then, they handle everything. Okay, that's good. That's okay. That's wonderful. And I'm sure they are running and they're going to do everything they can to make sure your stuff is online and all this. I get that. But again, how much control are you willing to give up of your assets, of your branding online?
I mean, if you have one of these sites, what's the guarantee if something goes south? Are they going to back your site up? Are they going to provide that backup to you? I doubt it.
They may. But, you're asking a lot.
Yeah.
So
that's the thing. So now your probably next question is, so what can I do if I want to have a WordPress site? Well, we can help you. Our company's been working with WordPress for over 8 years. We know the ins and outs of it. We've got some pretty uniquely designed sites that we've done. We've probably done, probably over 100 websites since we started.
maybe more.
And so we can definitely help you with that. We offer we have our own server. We do our own hosting, and our hosting has a backup built in, and we're really good about working with our clients on this, since this is something that we work with on a daily basis. So if that's something that you're interested in doing, go ahead and visit sbppodcast.com/hosting, and we offer packages from just setting up WordPress for you and turning the thing over to you, to building completely custom designed websites. We can cover that whole gambit for you.
So you let us know what you want and we'll take care of you. Okay?
So with that, I want to remind you about the contest one more time. sbppodcast.com/contest. Did I just say contest? I think I did. Let's try that again. sbppodcast.com/contest. And go ahead and enter our contest. You have until the end of May to make that happen.
Alrighty. With that, I think that's it.
You've been listening to the Small Business Puzzle Podcast. I'm Michael.
And I'm Teresa.
And you have a great day.
Bye-bye.
You've been listening to the Small Business Puzzle Podcast. To catch all our past shows, visit sbppodcast.com.